that final confrontation between Carmi and Richie will have repercussions into the next season. I can't see it not, right? Like you don't have that blow up, and then you're just like.
But remember, it ends
good.
It ends with Richie saying, "I love you, cousin."
Yeah,
Carmine doesn't say that.
Yeah,
I'm not sure, because I could also see them reconciling very quickly, because Carmine and Richie, they've always had those arguments and those blow-ups, and they bounce back very quickly. So you're right. It could bleed into much of the season and have huge ramifications, but I also would not be shocked if they're buddy again by episode 2.
Maybe, but I also I think with Forks and just the way Richie's going, he's outgrown the restaurant. He's outgrown what this place is, and I think I wouldn't be shocked if he leaves. I wouldn't be shocked if he leaves, and I wouldn't be shocked if the restaurant also fails, right? And the season 3 ends with the restaurant being torn down.
Well, we all know that one of the most volatile businesses in the United States is restaurants and
right.
bars. So
yeah.
Wait, so you think the message of this is going to be don't start a restaurant?
No, I don't think
100%.
You may be the greatest chef in the world, but don't fucking open a restaurant.
I don't think that's the message, but I also wouldn't be shocked if there is a failure to this and there has to be another evolution. There has to be another change into what they're doing.
I mean, let's get into bold predictions right now, but season 3 has to be the last one. This can't keep going forever and ever. I don't want it to keep going because it'll suck.
That's true.
I was going to say, I think my bold prediction, if you haven't
let's get into bold predictions right now.
Yeah, season 3 would be the last one, and it ends with Carmi bringing his people together, and, they become the team that they need.
The Avengers.
And he ends with him walking away, leaving the restaurant in a good place, realizing it's not good for him, and going to be with Claire.
Because they mentioned it in the beginning when they first talked to Uncle Jimmy about the franchise. I think we get a tiny bit of a time jump. They franchise maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4. Nothing crazy.
Wait, the start of season 3?
Yeah, I think there's going to be a time jump. Because as of the taping of this podcast, nothing has been mentioned.
They haven't renewed it.
Correct. They haven't renewed it. And I also think the writer's strike, the Screen Actors Guild strike is going to be a big deciding factor. They also need to make sure that this is billion-dollar show.
This is not, it's a quick production. So the actor who plays Carmine, Jeremy Allen White, said it only took 8 weeks to film this show, and the reason it's such a quick film is because the creator of the show wanted to mimic the idea of working in a kitchen. It's fast paced, it's quick. You're doing this stuff really fast, really quickly.
So there's only you only get 2 or 3 takes.
Pretty much, yeah.
Scene.
They actually said episode 6, the dinner table scene, was the thing that took them the longest to film because of all the coverage.
Yeah.
Of every single.
Well, not only that,
person.
but these actors are, I think, some of the best, and you can tell they are really in it with these characters. So I would imagine emotionally it's tough as fuck.
It's that, and then they also don't want there to be too much rehearsal with it too.
Yeah.
The creator has talked about wanting there to be an authenticity with the performances. So not every single thing kind of being staged out or done over and over and over again, but seeing what comes up naturally a little bit too.
But yeah, my bold prediction for season 3 is going to be a time jump. It's going to be franchised, and it's going to end with Carmine walking away as a millionaire or billionaire.
But being more
retired.
miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So he's going to make success.
There's no way he would make all that money and be happy.
Yeah, and he's just going to be
it's
depressed
not
as
in his
hell.
character.
Yeah, he's going to be depressed. And then your final scene is going to be him. He's looking at something that reminds him of the bear. And then the next scene is he's in a dump of a restaurant and he's starting over again from scratch. Because that's where he realizes that's his true happiness.
I think it goes the opposite way. I think I don't think it ends with season 3. I do think this show will go longer than that. And I think because this show, like we've talked about, is interesting in terms of how every season kind of ends on a high, but also a low with some of the characters and where they are, right? Especially this season where it's there are some successes, but characters, there's also kind of this lurking kind of darkness or more obvious kind of failure that some of them have gone through. I think season 3 ends on a true low for everybody. And that's with the restaurant closing down. That's with the characters' relationships in bad places and everything just kind of at an all-time low. And then it kind of gets restarted, rebuilt